What are you doing?" Avery crowed as all their best efforts were ignored and the boat drifted ever nearer. "The marina's that way, that way." Dakota made enormous jabbing motions, pointing down the beach, skipping a little in the correct direction, as if his movements could help guide the boat. Chaos erupted in a matter of seconds, and soon the whole beach was thrown into disorder. People picked up their toddlers and sprinted for cover. Women who had been out sunbathing snatched their towels up off the hot sand and scuttled away as fast as they could move. A few couples who had been out walking stopped right in their tracks and just started screaming loudly. Avery glanced around at the others. "What can I do?" But she knew there was nothing to be done. While she stood there watching and observing the other people and their actions, the shrimp boat drifted right up onto the shore. It kept coming until the bow wedged itself snugly into the sand. Then, as the ship made a tremendous groaning noise, it listed slightly to the right before settling completely. "What on earth?" Avery breathed. Cubby reached over and slipped his hand into hers. "Hey! Hey!" Dakota yelled. Unlike everyone else on the beach, he hadn't discontinued his efforts to draw the attention of the ship's captain. "You can't park here." He slapped the palms of his hands against the side of the boat. "This is dangerous, man." Avery whispered to Cubby, "What do you think we should do? Go get help? Maybe hop aboard and see if we can't—" "Don't even think about it." She didn't need to turn around to recognize the sound of her fiancé's voice. Chance Zabrowski, Cubby's dad, and Avery's main man, stood just a step behind her. He had just come from work, so he was still wearing a plain white t-shirt, a pair of carpenter jeans, some non-slip tennis shoes, and a navy blue baseball cap. He smelled of hamburgers and French fry grease, two of Avery's favorite scents. "Don't even think about what?" she returned as she looked up into his hazel eyes. Today, with the sun shining so brightly, she could see all the myriad colors swirling in his bright orbs. There was chocolate brown, a hint of mossy green, and even a few speckles of gold on display. Avery wanted to lose herself in Chance's eyes, but she knew, at present, that they had more pressing issues. Chance placed one hand on her shoulder and the other on Cubby's, effectively anchoring them to the spot. "I'm not letting either of you try to board that vessel." The sound of scuffling feet drew Avery's attention next, and she glanced behind Chance to see her mama, Loti Baldwin, and Mama's best friend, Vera Thornton, supporting one another as they stepped gingerly through the dry sand. The ladies, who were both in their late 60s, clung to one another, picking their way through patches of algae and skipping over discarded sand pails. Mama, like Chance, still wore her work attire, but Vera had on a flowy cotton sack dress. Today's ensemble featured a swirl of tropical hues, vibrant purple, punchy red, and banana yellow. As Vera got closer, she lifted her free hand and slapped it on top of her head, trying determinedly to keep her little Bo Peep bonnet-style hat from flying away. "What's that thing doing here?" Vera asked, as she and Mama came upon them. "I don't know," Avery answered. "I didn't even see it until it was right here, and—" "This is an omen," Mama said sternly. She narrowed her eyes and glared at the boat. Avery groaned. "No, it can't be. We're too close to—" "It is," Mama interrupted. She tore her gaze away from the ship and locked eyes with Avery. "We can't ignore this." "We won't," Chance assured her. "As soon as I can get my phone out of my pocket, I'm going to call—" "Make all the calls you like," Mama said, as she continued to look right at Avery. "But this is a sign. There's a hurricane coming, so we've all got to get out of Buenaventura Beach."